Welcome to another special bonus episode of the kbbreview podcast, and today we're getting a bit of a sneak preview of one of the most high-profile exhibitors at KBB Birmingham in a couple of weeks' time, and that's Cyncly. Now, Cyncly may be a new name to the KBB show exhibition halls, but the latest versions of the products it is showing have been essential tools for kitchen and bathroom retailers and designers for a reassuringly long time. Cyncly is now the home of brands such as Flex, Virtual Worlds, EQ Flex, and Spaces Flex, following a recent series of acquisitions and mergers. That means that for the thousands of designers and retailers that interact with them every day, any new developments, interfaces, or add-ons are going to be eagerly awaited. So, for an inside look at how Cyncly is approaching the KBB show, we caught up with Sales Director Dean Smith and Director for Enterprise Accounts Ben Roberts. But before we meet them, make a note, Cyncly will be on stand L70 at KBB Birmingham from March the 3rd to the 6th. For more information, go to cyncly.com, that's cyncly.com, and that link is in the episode description. So, as promised, here is Dean Smith and Ben Roberts. Hello, chaps. How are you?
Good morning, Andrew. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Andrew. Good to speak again.
You too, mate. Now, listen, let's start with you, Dean, with some introductions here. Tell us what you do at Cyncly.
I am the Sales Director for North EMEA, Andrew. I support the small and medium-sized businesses across that region. And I've been in the Cyncly business in various guises for around the last 10 years or so. So I'm sure there'll be a few people that kind of know my name.
And how often do you go to the Middle East and Africa?
Very rarely, as you can probably imagine. Yeah, especially in today's world. I would like to go far more. So perhaps you can put in a good word for me.
People who have that kind of job title, I always think, do they choose to do those trips to the Middle East and Africa? I don't know, somewhere between November and February when they're based in the UK. When it all starts raining and getting cold, suddenly they have a really important business trip to Africa.
Yeah, I think the chance would be a fine thing. It's far less glamorous than most people consider.
Right, your turn, Ben. Fill us in on your role.
So I sit on the enterprise side of the business, so that's the larger businesses, and also with the responsibility for the bathroom brands, supplier accounts that we have for Cyncly on our software.
Right, so lots going on, very busy chaps, and I think it's probably worth, before we kick off here, just doing the background on Cyncly for those who live under digital rocks, because it's still a relatively new name, but it obviously has a lot of heritage. So Ben, do you want to do the 30-second honours?
I think that's one of the challenges for us, because Cyncly as a brand is still not anything like as well known, let's be honest, as the individual products that we supply to the industry. And because the idea and aim of Cyncly is to apply the best products that we can to what is still a niche and specialist market in the kitchen, bedroom, bathroom and furniture sector, we want to make sure that we've got the united resource of all of those products and the customer base to serve, but so that we can do it in the best way and with the most investment behind it, the strongest reach, the most supplier agreements. And Cyncly is therefore, it's a combination of all of those brands that people have bought into over the years for many different reasons. Winning kitchens, we've got the EQ pricing brand, we've got Virtual Worlds for bathrooms, we've got Plus that's also served the market for bathrooms. And the key thing is we've got all of these parts of the business, including the 2020 elements too, so Fusion, Ideal Spaces, they're all under the same umbrella. We leverage all of the expertise that we've got in the marketplace, and then hopefully under this now united brand of Cyncly serve the customer base to the best we possibly can.
Yeah, it's such an interesting story, it's an interesting challenge, it's a very exciting challenge for you, I'm sure. But let's talk about where this is all going to come together, I suppose, in public for the first time, which is the KBB show at the NEC from March the 3rd to March the 6th. Cyncly will be making a big splash there. So, but you're old hands at doing these shows, but I suppose this is the first time you'll be there as this united group of products. So, Dean, that's a really interesting challenge, telling lots of different stories at once. You've got a lot of players on the pitch there. How are you approaching it? How are you planning it?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one because, traditionally we've operated as separate brands and we've had kind of that competitive tension between the brands, but bringing all of these big brands together does represent a challenge. The challenge being, how do we hang them all together so people feel that it's united? And we've been doing that internally for some time. I think from our point of view, one of the real key things is by having them all together and by not having that kind of competitive stance at the KBB, we're able to really listen to our customers and solve their problems and get them to the right teams and formulate tailor-made solutions solutions for them. You're going to see this at the stand. It's a large stand. Don't worry, we'll be guiding you around. You won't be getting lost. But the focus really is on making sure that our customers are heard and that we address their business needs and that they find the right place. It's really exciting. We have this really broad scope of products now that we can leverage for our customers and make sure that they're feeling real added value as a result, So exciting, challenging, but we're really looking forward to seeing everybody.
I mean, Ben, does it make your job easier or harder to have everything all in one place? Yeah, I suppose you have to plan, like Dean says, that sort of journey around the story, don't you? You have to make sure people, there's a beginning and a middle and an end to people's visits.
I think what Dean's describing there is the future under Cyncly is that it's about finding the right product for a customer who visits the stand. And we've grown up in the professional world of differentiation amongst all of our CAD software, and often a feature race to be the people that stand out and say, we're doing the most interesting things. But I think in that competitive scenario, a lot of the focus on who the core customer is can be lost because you're just trying to one-up the competitor. So our stand's going to be very, very different this year from how it's been in the past, and we won't be glaring at each other from across the hall thinking, what are they doing that we should be doing? What instead will be happening is that we'll be qualifying the visitors who come onto the stand to find out exactly really what it is that they truly need. And then we've got a much greater emphasis on experts selling on the stands rather than salespeople pushing to get high order numbers based on aggressive discounting and hard pushing of features that the competition don't have. It means that we can do a much more consultative sell, which I think our customers and visitors to the stand will really enjoy. They'll feel probably much more listened to and less under pressure than they ever did before to make quick decisions, because it's all about ensuring that they're picking the right product, and they'll see so much more about the future roadmap than they ever have done before, because we're able to be visible and frank about what the future is and all of the exciting things that are to come under this united umbrella of Cyncly.
It's interesting actually, because since Cyncly came along and was invented, I've been very impressed by how much that has been your approach. It's been very much a customer user first approach rather than, as you put it, just dazzling everyone with what all the latest versions of products are. Because at the end of the day, these are tools of the trade. They don't really want to understand it, they just want to be able to use it, if that makes sense. And you're very much coming from that approach, and I think that's been very impressive. Look, talk me through the details though, Dean, of what visitors are going to actually see. What are the toys that everyone can come on there and play with?
Yeah, so we've got quite a few highlights. For some time now, Winner, our kitchen design tool, has been available on our Flex platform, and indeed for quite some months I've witnessed many of our existing customers move successfully over to Winner and Winner Flex. The goal is that all of our products will be on this Flex platform moving forward, and the Flex platform is a cloud-based access to projects, and it gives flexibility to work remotely. And of course, in today's day and age where time is precious, that's a real key win for people. The Flex platform allows for our users to consolidate project data into management dashboards and to formulate business reports so they can get better business insights in effect. And of course, this is all done on a secure serverless environment. So we'll be showcasing that. We're going to have 3 or 4 people showcasing the Flex platform via Winner. And for those people that are still making that transition, they'll be able to see what the Flex platform gives them extra to what they have. And of course, we'll also be showcasing all the other brands that Ben's already mentioned too. The other thing to consider as well is with the recent acquisition of Virtual Worlds into the Cyncly brand, there's been some work that's been done around integrating Virtual Worlds more successfully into EQ. So as you know, the EQ product is fairly prolific in the UK marketplace as a quoting and project management tool. And we've been working in the background to really improve the connection between those two pieces of software. So you'll be able to come onto the stand to see this integration and see where we can save you time and reduce some of those errors that, do tend to happen when you don't have perfect integration between two pieces of software. So, we're hoping to be able to display to existing customers some instant wins by adopting these changes, and then also to potential new customers as well, where they can save sort of time and money in the processes.
I mean, that integration, I think, is so important, isn't it? I mean, you have lots of different products, great, and they all do different things, that's fantastic. But where possible, that ability to talk to each other and to move seamlessly from one to the other, particularly when it comes to EQ, I think is such a game changer, isn't it?
It's huge. I think most of the problems that we face in the industry are, the issues, the cost problems, if you like, the bits in between, the things that slip between the cracks. And it's the connections between software where errors are made. So if we can, as a business, business join up all of our software to make it seamless for our users, then we know we're really adding value for them. Saving time and money are just the two big wins for people. With time, we can really concentrate on our business and drive business forward, and money is money. Of course, everybody wants to save money. So we're working on areas of the business with our softwares that we can really move the dial for our customers, and integrations is really key for us. It's not sexy, we're aware of that, but come and have a look, because it really is a game changer for a lot of our mutual users' products.
So speaking of not sexy, let's come to you, Ben, because look, the show's fantastic. It sounds like there's going to be so much to see there, and I think it is the culmination of a lot of work that's gone on since Cyncly was born. But look, software is always moving forward, software is always changing. Give us an idea of what's coming up sort of for the rest of the year and into 2025, because that development is so important. Can I take a guess? I bet it involves AI.
Andrew, it sounds like you're after a sneak reveal of our future roadmap.
No, I just think everything involves AI at the moment. Like my box of shreddies this morning had AI in it somehow.
Yeah, there's certainly a mixture of fear and excitement around AI, and it is one of those things. It's very easy to drop the bomb of AI into a conversation and expect that means that everyone's going to be either horrified or just minds blown about what's possible.
I'll just say I'm very much in the minds blown column. I love it. When we talk about game-changing things, I mean, it changes everything, and I just can't wait to see what it brings. I think it's the biggest thing that's happened since the invention of the computer.
In our industry, Dean's already talked about the value of efficiencies and through integration, and then through the standard tiny little things that people do over and over again every day. And I think the major focus for Cyncly in terms of AI is to use it in the most practical way, which is to find all of those things that we've got huge amounts of design data on that people will do very regularly, to analyze that data in the way that AI can, and to scrape all of that information together and then make practical suggestions or fill gaps for designers so that their life designing becomes far more easy. And the truth of the AI roadmap is that so much of it for us is undiscovered yet. It's going to be a journey for us in the product development side of things, and we're excited, just as you are, to find out what's coming. We've actually got a big event which happens just before KBB for us as a sales team, where some of those things are going to be uncovered and pitched to us as the new future, and Dean and I will be watching that in hopefully sunny Lisbon in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure you'll invite us on, Andrew, then to tell you all about what we've discovered, if we're allowed to say anything at all.
I'd rather I was invited to Lisbon. I'm in North London. It's miserable here today. How come everybody else gets to go to Africa and Lisbon and I'm in Harrow in North London? This is terrible. Well, look, I think the whole thing is fascinating. I don't think it's going to take lots of people's jobs. I think it will expose rubbish designers, I think is what it will do, but I think it can only ever be a fantastic tool for good designers, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it, because you're going to be right at the forefront of making that happen. But look, the clock's beating us here, chaps, I'm afraid, but thank you so much for giving us this sneak preview of what Cyncly will be doing at KBB. I can't wait to come along, so I will see you there.
Thanks, Andrew.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Andrew.